Welcome back to OnSign TV. In this video, we'll be talking about using Google Sheets as an external source for your data feed. First, we need to specify the app this data feed will be used for. So let's go to Create a new app. Select the Data Feed Enabled Apps section, and here you could choose any app that is compatible with data feeds. Choose the app you want to create. I'll use the List app as an example. So the first step is to figure out the requirements an app has. You will find this under Data Feed Requirements here. Here we can see that this app requires one text field for the item name and one number field for the item price. We can also include currency, but this is optional. Now we know your data feed has to have these things, and your Google Sheet as a source must provide them. So let's hop over to your Google Sheet. Here we have a very simple list just to demonstrate. To implement this list successfully into the data feed, you have to make sure the data feed has permission to access it. Google Sheets come as restricted by default, so you need to change this manually. If you're familiar on how to change restrictions, feel free to skip ahead. In the sheet, hit the green Share button on the top right. Then you'll see two sections. Click on the Get Link section if it's not opened. And here you'll see the access to the sheet is restricted. Hit the drop-down arrow to the right and select Anyone with the link. This means anyone with the link can access it. Now copy the link and click on Done. Just a hint, if you're planning on creating multiple sheets for data feeds, you can place them all in one folder and then set the folder to be accessible by anyone with the link. Moving on, your Google Sheet is now ready for use in a data feed. So let's create one. Going back to OnSign TV, create a new data feed. To begin, as you know, click on New and select the data feed here. Give the data feed a name and apply tags if you wish to. The most important step, we need to specify the source for the data feed. Click here. Now find Google Sheets on the drop-down list. Now paste the Google Sheets URL, which you copied earlier. The feed will now load the data from your sheet, and you will see this window pop up. Now you need to assign formats to each column in the sheet to make sure it's handled correctly. By default, all fields are marked as text, but as you remember, for our data feed we will need one text field and one number field, and an optional currency field. Once everything is set up, click on Finish, and we're back in the data feed settings. Hit the Create button in the bottom right, and your data feed is created. Here you can make further changes in the feed if you need to, of course. Once you're done, hit Save in the upper right corner, and your data feed is ready. All that's left to do is to go into your app, the List app in this example, and select the data feed we just created. When you select the data feed, make sure everything is formatted properly. The data feed presets are usually quite smart and they assign the columns as intended, but double check them just in case. If everything looks good, click on Confirm. Of course, don't forget to fill out all other app info here, such as the name, tags, and other detailed settings, as with any other app really. Preview if needed, to make sure everything looks good, and hit Save. Keep in mind that if you update your Google Sheet after a few minutes, the data feed will update as well. And there you have it. Your data feed enabled app is good to go. Now you know the basics to set up any data feed enabled app. That's it for this tutorial. I'll see you in the next one.